Good evening and welcome to LFS for Euro 2024 Live, our final game of Day 2 of Euro 2024. Our second game of Group B, and holders Italy kick off their 2024 Group B campaign at the BVB Stadion Dortmund against an Albania side they have beaten on all 4 previous matches between the sides. The Azzurri remained unbeaten and triumphing at Euro 2020, prevailing on penalties in both the semi-final and final, but had to wait until the final day of qualifying to seal their place in this tournament, thanks to a nerve-jangling draw against Ukraine. Italy therefore qualified for their 8th Euro finals in succession, while Albania are only making their 2nd appearance after making their debut at Euro 2016 in France. Italy and Albania watched their 2 opponents in this group face off earlier this evening as Spain, ultimately put Croatia to the sword in Berlin. 3-0 winners for La Roja against Croatia, who they've beaten for the 6th time in the last 11 meetings for the Spanish team. Spain, who've beaten them multiple times previously, and their 4th successive meeting in European competition. Italy tonight look to start the defence of their title. Only one team in history has ever retained the European Championships, and that's Spain in 2008 and 2012. Italy would want to come the second side to do that, and they start tonight against Albania, a side who have been quietly confident in their hopes, finishing top of their qualifying group in Group E against Poland and Czech Republic, also in that group, getting 15 points out of their qualifying group, Albania. They're not going to be the kind of half-hearted team in this competition. They're not going to be outdone and outperformed in every game. But it's all about getting out of this group is the difficult task that Albania will have to try and overcome if they're going to get through to the teams tonight, as the holders start with Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal. Their captain starts in goal. Giovanni Di Lorenzo, Alessandro Bastoni, Riccardo Calaflori and Federico Di Marco make up their defence. Jorginho and Nicolo Barella in the defensive midfield too, with an attacking 3 of Lorenzo Pellegrini, David Fratesi and Federico Chiesa leading the line, Gianluca Scamacca. For Albania, they start with Thomas Stratoshka in goal, the Brentford goalkeeper. Elsaid Hassaj, Berat Jimsiti, Erland Ayeti and Mario Mitaj in defence. Yilber Ramadani in midfield alongside Christian Aslani and Nedim Bajrami. And then up front, Yasir Asani, Talant Seferi and Armando Bruya leads the line for Albania. Strong benches as well. Italy start with Vicario, Meret, Gatti, Mancini, Darmian, Bonorni, Bellanova, Cambiaso, Falanuncio, Fagioli, Cristante, Raspadori, Retigui, Zaccagni and El Shaarawy on the bench. And for Albania, Berisci, Castrati, Belliu, Jalsula, Mihaj, Kumbula, Aligi, Ismailji, Laci, Abrashi, Hoxha, Manaj, Berisha, Mucci and Daku on the bench for Albania. The holders looking to hold on to their trophy. Albania looking to get off to a cracking start against the holders and hoping they can get an early set of points in this tough Group B. Kick-off from Borussia Dortmund's ground. Signal Iduna Park in Dortmund. It's on the way next. Good evening, welcome to our final game of Euro 2024 Day 2. We started with Hungary, Switzerland, Spain and Croatia got Group B underway earlier this afternoon, and we finish with the holders Italy kicking off against Albania here in Dortmund. Our referee this evening is Felix Schweier from Germany. In gold tonight. A rare colour you see a referee in. Italy, of course, in their blue and white home strip. Albania in their home strip as well, in black and reds. As we get underway, the holders begin the defence of their title against Albania, who qualified top of their group and are quietly confident heading into this game that they can shock the holders in this match. Who knows? That's an intriguing prospect as they have an early chance and they have an early goal. Where has that come from? The holders are behind inside a couple of seconds. You would not believe it. Shell shock. Italy are behind. I didn't see what happened. I'll have to see the replay, but a complete collapse from Italy inside the first minute. A throw-in in their own half, given away, and a fantastic finish by Bajrami right into the roof past Donnarumma. What a start for Albania. That is incredible. Terrible from Italy. Unforced error in their own half. And they have completely switched off inside the first minute. And Albania definitely switched on. And Nedim Bajrami gets Albania ahead inside 1 minute. And if the holders thought they were going to have an easy night in Dortmund, well, they've been given the biggest and earliest scare of the competition so far. It's Italy 0, Albania 1. Only one word to describe that, and that is incredible. Wow. What a start. But here come Italy, try and respond, and the shot wide. That time, after a flying start here, that was Pellegrini that time. Nice move down the right hand side, and Scamacca with a flick on, and Pellegrini with a right footed strike, trying to find the top corner, but shoveled it wide for a goal kick. And there we are. I mean, haven't had a second to get our breath to start this game, and Albania already lead. I mean, we're building up Italy's defence of their title, and it's come crashing down inside 40 seconds. And not even the most optimistic and probably the most delusional of Albania fans would have thought they would have had this sort of start. No one would have dreamt of this. Wouldn't have been in the Italian fans, even their worst nightmares, a start like this. And it is a nightmare start for the holders, but one thing in their favour, they have 87 minutes to change that. Wow. Goodness me. Here's Calafiori. Down the left-hand side it goes to Barella. Back to Bastoni. Now Di Lorenzo. Trying to play it through the lines. Di Lorenzo gets it back from Fratesi. Di Lorenzo. Fratesi round the corner. Finds Chiesa. Back to Di Lorenzo. And Italy trying to play around Albania at the moment. They've gone for a back six, Albania, out of possession. Had a player dropping in, and they've won the ball back. And now Bajrami sets them on their tracks again. And Di Lorenzo backtracking under pressure from Safari, and he will get the free kick there. Giovanni Di Lorenzo. But Luciano Spalletti's side have started with an absolute shocker. Wow. Still in disbelief. 4.5 minutes gone. Italy 0, Albania 1. Italy off to the worst start possible. They've had the majority of the possession since, and almost had an instant response through Pellegrini. Nice ball from Barella. Out to the left-hand side, finds Di Marco. But his cross blocked. Will bounce out for a Italy throw, though, on the left-hand side, of which Federico Di Marco will take. And the official time has just been released for that, and that is 23 seconds. Officially, the quickest goal in European Championships history. Only one other goal has been scored inside the first minute of a European Championship finals, and Albania have added themselves to that list and broke the record for the quickest goal in European Championship history. 23 seconds. Wow. Wow. Ball forward from Barella. Out to the right-hand side. Here's Chiesa. Body's in the box. Chiesa with a shot. Come off the head of Jim City, the Albanian captain. As Italy win it back. 6 minutes gone. 0-1. But Italy pushing. Starting to play those passes. Here's Barella. Jorginho. Now Di Lorenzo. To the right hand side, Chiesa back to Jorginho. And Lorenzo Pellegrini. Into the box it comes for Tessie with stretching. But again, closely marked, but Albania can't get out at the moment. And Chiesa tried to thread it through, but too many cooks in that situation. Italy crowding themselves out in the 18-yard box, too many committed. And they confused each other. For Tessie with a cutback, it's half cleared away. It's nicked back by Jorginho, and then Chiesa tried to get it back, but Frattesi and Jorginho got in a muddle and caused their own problem. And Albania can take a breath now. Italy have had 80% possession in the first 7 minutes, yet they find themselves behind. It's nuts. It's a nice ball. Armando Broja is taking it nicely here, and Albania could be in again here. Down the right-hand side it comes. Asani. Asani with a cross, and Di Lorenzo taking no risks, so puts it behind for the corner. That's lovely hold-up play initially by Armando Broja, the centre forward. Lays it off out wide to Jassir Asani, and Asani going for the deep cross to the back post. And Di Lorenzo got in a bit of a... confused himself there, wasn't too sure about if there was anybody threatening at the back post, and just headed it behind for the corner. So Italy under more pressure in the early stages. It will be Aslani to take on the left hand side. All 11 Italian players inside the 18-yard box. No risks. Aslani with a cross across the front post, and it's taken a deflection, and it will be another corner. Maybe Calafiori maybe could have come off there last. Ramadani had the first touch, but I think it was Calafiori that was on the cover and had the last touch, which put it out for another Albanian corner. Their fans behind that goal, the Albanian fans, joyous at the moment. Another corner whipped in, headed away by Di Lorenzo at the front post. Mitaj, round the corner, finds Aslani, down the left-hand side, battling, gets past his man at the byline, cuts it back into the box, and the miss kick from Jim City, who was in the box, but the flag's gone up, as there's an offside and Italy will get a free kick. I have to say, Albania have come out and taken no prisoners here. I mean, that goal, a freak of a goal early doors, but at the end of the day, you know, you come out flying into the traps, you can shock a team, and that's exactly what Albania have done. Shocked Italy completely. Shocked us all completely, and genuinely, they deserve it. But Italy have dominated the possession and are looking to push for an early equaliser to get them back on parity. Here's DiMarco. Barella. Jorginho. To DiMarco in the box. Look to strike in the box, and a block nicely made there by Hisage. Will be a corner to Italy. Left hand side. Their first of the game. As we hit the 10-minute mark. Italy eyeing up the chance here. Pellegrini and DiMarco are over this corner. They've taken it short. Pellegrini, DiMarco back to Pellegrini with a cross back post. Headed on and in. Great header by Bastoni to level the game. And the holders have responded. Inside 10 minutes of going behind, Alessandro Bastoni, the centre-back stalwart, has levelled the game for Italy. Lovely worked short corner by Italy. DiMarco and Pellegrini, and Pellegrini's whipped cross to the back post. Too much for Albania to track, and Bastoni at the back post heads it across goal. Keeper should probably do better. And a Bastoni bullet header into the back of the net. And they're on level terms once again, the holders. Italy 1, Albania 1. There we are. Parity restored. And Italy make up for their early mistake. And now we're back to square one, as they say. And that's exactly what the holders needed. I mean, it goes any longer and it drags on and drags on. And I mean, they've nipped it in the bud. They've got rid of it. That early shock. They will be very disappointed they've conceded early, obviously. But the fact is, they've levelled it and now they need to kick on. They've eradicated that early deficit. And now they look to build. And Alessandro Bastoni, by the way, that's only his second international goal for the 25-year-old. His 24th international appearance, only his second goal for Italy. I didn't get the time to tell you about Bajrami. That's his 5th international goal for Albania, by the way. At least we've seen a record in the early stages. The quickest goal in European Championship history. That goal from Bajrami. Certainly the European Championship so far is offering up a lot of goals. I mentioned it earlier. We had 13 goals in 3 games. We're out 15 for 4. We're averaging more than 4 goals per game at the moment. And we've already got 2 inside 12 minutes here in Dortmund. And I'm sure Spalletti is happy that his side have got back on level terms. Got back parity with Albania pretty early in the game and not allowed that early shock to hurt them or to really derail them. This will be a throw in here. Jorginho winning the throw in as it comes back to Calafiori. Charging forward, almost run into trouble. DiMarco picks up the loose ball. Back it comes now. Barella to keep the possession. Calafiori. Jorginho. Now forward to Bastoni. Flinging one forward there, Bastoni, but too far ahead of DeMarco. Nice idea. Well, it's only Albania's second goal ever against Italy. They've played 4 times previously. Italy have won all 4 games by an aggregate scoreline of 7-1. So that's only the second goal in history that Albania have scored against Italy. And that was in a 3-1 friendly in November 2022. Ardian Majli, apologies, I've butchered that name, gave them an early lead in that game, Albania. And on that occasion, they had the game levelled within 4 minutes. Italy have levelled within 10 here this evening. Lovely ball out to DeMarco. DeMarco gets into the box, looks to square it across, and fantastic challenge by Beratim Jimsiti, the Albanian captain, to hook it away. Lovely ball out to DeMarco, and he beats his man first touch, and I think it was Scamacca that was in there waiting for the tap in at the back post, but great challenge by Jimsiti to hoof that one away from danger. Italy, when they get into the groove, look like they're making easy work of this, getting forward and into good areas. Di Lorenzo spins his man, finds Scamacca now. Scamacca in the box, takes a terrible shot at... Oh, what a goal! That is a lovely goal by Nicolo Barella. Wonderful. A half-hearted attempt turns into a wonderful goal. Wow. Have to see the replay. It was a bit of a half-hearted attempt from Scamacca. Initially just kicked at it. It bounced around like a pinball machine, and it fell to the edge of the box for Nicolo Barella, completely unmarked. And he just hits it half-hearted, first-time strike. That is a wonderful goal. Hits it clean as you like. And the keeper has no chance here. Strakosha has no opportunity to react, and that's a lovely goal by Nico Barella. Although VAR are going to have their intervention. They're checking for a possible foul in the build-up, I'm hearing. So maybe, just maybe, Italy might not have the lead. It'll be disappointing to see that goal ruled out, but if it's the correct decision, it's the correct decision. And Barella's claiming nothing. I don't think he was involved, so I don't think he would be involved in any case. And the check is complete. So the goal will stand, and Italy do lead by 2-1. And Nico Barella with a lovely goal. But Albania stepping off a lot. I mentioned it early in the game. They went to a back 6. They were 1-0 up at the time, and they dropped into a back 6. And I'm like, yes, all well and good having extra defenders, but you need to have someone in midfield trying to combat and win the ball back. If you're not going to do that, then there's no point. Here they come again, Italy. Almost trying to find the ball in behind there to Chiesa, but it overrun that time and all the way through. Have to say, we might have the highest score in European Championships in history here. And I can't say I'm complaining. Fantastic so far. And the holders, from trailing inside 23 seconds, heading into the 19th minute, are leading by 2-1. The equaliser from Bastoni with a header at the back post. And the second goal coming from Barella. Strike from the edge of the box. Wrong footing Strakosha in the Albanian goal to give the Azzurri a 2-1 lead. Space for Pellegrini to try and exploit. He does get the touch on the ball. Calafiori. Barella. Now Jorginho. Barella again. Switch out to the right hand side. They're back. They're into that back six again. I'm wondering and questioning, what's their idea? Out of possession, Albania, because they've been nowhere near threatening at all. Out of possession. All well and good having that goal, but Italy were always going to fight back, obviously. So going into that a back six leaves you really hopeless at trying to stop them in midfield, because you're going to have lack of bodies, and you're not going to have much to get you up the pitch either. So you're not going to get out of trouble. Here's Federico Chiesa. Look for the cross. I think it took a deflection off Seferi, tracking back. Lovely from Chiesa. Broke past this man and might have clipped Seferi on the leg there. It did. Corner to Italy on the right hand side this time. Pellegrini and DiMarco over this one, as they were the first one that ended in a goal on the opposing side. Have Albania figured it out, or will Italy repeat? It looks like DiMarco's eyeing up for a cross here. Bodies in the box. DiMarco left-footed delivery. Headers down. Oh, and Albania do get it clear, although Italy have got themselves in a muddle and Albania can break away here. Down the left-hand side it comes. Broja breaks away from his man and he's taken out in the process. And that's going to be a yellow card. A Senegal challenge there from Lorenzo Pellegrini on the counter. Trying to deny the counter, sorry. And he ends up in the referee's book. Early doors here for that Senegal challenge on Armando Broja. And he knew he had to do it. So Albania take that free kick, which does get them up the pitch at least. Out of their own defensive third for the moment. Here's Ayeti. Jim City. Well, Italy have had 73% possession of the game so far. 6 shots. 1 big chance in the game. They've had 2 shots on target, both ending in goals. Here's Asani. Looking for the overlapping run of Hizaj. He doesn't take that option. And they switch it back to the other side now here. Jim City. Albania's best spell of possession of the game so far. Here's Hizaj down the right hand side, left foot across into the box it comes, and that was a threatening cross. Italy do get it away from danger as there's a couple of collisions, but Albania will keep the ball in play. The referee's letting it roll, letting the game flow a bit here. Ramadani to Hizaj. Back to Ramadani. Across to Ayeti. To Jim City now. I think Italy have just taken a bit of a breath, allowing Albania to have the ball, and now they've won it back. That throw in, although some Albanian claims that was their throw, their ball, but officials disagree. Italy got the throw in. Bastoni. Di Lorenzo. Into Pellegrini. Now back to Giovanni Di Lorenzo. Across to Calafiori. Out to the left hand side finds DiMarco, who plays it on first time to Barella. Keeps the ball on the left flank. Barella does really well to keep the ball. Finds Calafiori. Now to Jorginho, who tried to squeeze it through for Barella on the left flank, but Wrong option there, not on the same page, those two. That time round, and the ball will roll out for a goal kick to Albania. In the end. Long ball from Ayeti, and Broja's coming towards it, but Bastoni shields it and allows Donnarumma to recover. 24.5 minutes gone. Italy 2, Albania 1. Albania scoring in the first minute, the quickest goal in European Championships history in 23 seconds. Italy level just 10 minutes later through Bastoni's header, and 5 minutes after that they were ahead through Nico Barella. DiMarco does well to find Pellegrini. Back to Calafiori. Very fluid from Italy. That's the idea for Spalletti. Doesn't want his team to be rigid to a one formation. Wants them to be fluid. Wants them to have a bit of freedom in their play. And you can see that in the way that they're moving about the pitch, Italy, at the moment. Here's Calafiori again. I mean, this has to be the most bizarre formation I've ever seen out of possession. It's a 6-3-1 at moments. And then it switches to a 5-4-1. They add an extra midfielder, but they drop to 6 at the back. 3 in midfield and 1 up front. I've never consistently seen a back 6 in a game of football in a long, long time. And that's very rare that you would ever see a 6-3-1, but there we are. I mean, even when you say it, it sounds wrong. It doesn't sound right. There we are. Albania did win the ball back, though. So, clearly it is working to some extent. Here's Bajrami, who opened the scoring for Albania. Down the right-hand side, Hizaj plays it on to Asani. Asani gets past Calafiori, but Calafiori battles back well and wins the ball back. DiMarco. Now Italy trying to come forward. Playing out from the back this time. Not in a major hurry. Chiesa. Back to Di Lorenzo. And now Jorginho. Barella sprays it out wide to the left. Finds Pellegrini. Back to Jorginho. Here's Di Lorenzo for Italy. Jorginho on the right-hand side, looking for runners into the box. Scamacca's one of them. Scamacca carried wide by Jim City. Italy recycle the ball again. Jorginho, now Di Lorenzo. Back it comes to Bastoni. Giovanni Di Lorenzo. Wide to Chiesa. Jorginho. Through the lines it goes to Pellegrini. Back to Barella and back to Calafiori. Quick possession from Italy, comfortable on the ball. Well, Italy had beaten Albania home and away in 2018 World Cup qualifying. A team coached by Gianpiero Ventura, winning 2-1 in Palermo. De Rossi and Immobile with the goals in that game. Back in 2017 for World Cup qualifying. Di Lorenzo. Wide to Chiesa. Looking to find an inch of space. Couldn't find it. Squares it across to Barella. Back to Calafiori again. They're covering ground, Albania. I have to give them that. I mean, they're being dragged about like a rag doll out of possession here. Italy are pinging it around time and time again. And it's all about a bit of patience from Albania, waiting for maybe a bit of complacency from Italy to set in and wait for the right moment to step onto the ball to try and win it. And there was the right moment. Di Lorenzo overstretching his mark, and Albania win the throw-in. Mitaj. Battling for the ball, loses out to Fratesi. And now down the line it comes to Chiesa. He's got bodies forward with him. Federico Chiesa. Looking for the option, wanted to go himself again. Has to come all the way back to Calafiori again. And Bastoni will just knock it back to Donnarumma. As Broja was on the chase there. 29.5 minutes gone. Italy 2, Albania 1. As the holders look to defend their title. And we'll keep you up to date with everything Euros this summer. We start with even more action tomorrow as well, including the Netherlands and England in action tomorrow as well. Ones to perk your ears to. Here's Jorginho. We'll tell you more about that at half time as we hit the half-hour mark here in Dortmund. Signal Iduna Park, most famously known for its yellow wall. There's no yellow inside this stadium tonight. It's a battle between blue and red. And at the moment, blue is staying out. But here comes Chiesa trying to battle. Gets it into the box. And Pellegrini tried to go for the kind of scissor kick there. Couldn't get a clean connection, and DeMarco will rescue it for a throw-in on the left-hand side. It's lovely from Chiesa. Dragged back beautifully. What is that? Completely sent this man, Seferi, who finds himself on the floor. And then as Chiesa tries to step away, Seferi tries to grab with his hands the right leg of Federico Chiesa. I mean, it's not often you see that. Battling with their hands. Well, that shows you how far that Seferi was sent by the drag back from Chiesa there in the build-up. And then Pellegrini tried to go for the scissor kick in the box, but miscued it. Albania end up with a free kick here. And their keeper, Thomas Strakosha, will take it. The Brentford goalkeeper, as I've previously mentioned. Thomas Strakosha, 29-year-old. Joined Brentford in July 2022 from Lazio. He spent the majority of his career, which is actually quite fascinating. He's playing against the team, the country in which he used to play the majority of his football. And Lazio then went on loan to Salernitana, then went back to Lazio, and then joined Brentford in 2022. And was actually part of the Lazio youth team. The Albanian keeper, who spent the majority of both his youth and his senior career in Italy. So far hasn't been able to stop the Italians. They find the back of the net twice against the Albanian keeper so far. Di Lorenzo. Jorginho. Back to Di Lorenzo again. Italy taking their time on the ball. As the ball goes out to the right-hand side. Chiesa for Tessie. Tried to carry it into the box, but overstepped it. And as Albania try and play out, they give it away, and Scamacca, and the ball's in behind for Tessie. Hits the post. And now Chiesa keeps it alive. Out the byline. What a lovely bit of skill, but the cross is to no one. There was no one across there. And he's actually gone down. Federico Chiesa feeling a bit of pain. Have to see the replay. See what happened there. Don't know if he's actually claiming that he was fouled in there. I don't know. Have to see the replay. Again, Albania win the ball, but they try and step out. And they run into a sea of blue bodies. But they then give it away. The nice ball finted in behind from Scamacca to Fratesi, and Fratesi kind of gets one-on-one with the keeper from the narrow angle. I mean, they can get themselves in a muddle there, the Albanian defenders, and Fratesi tries to dink the keeper, and a fantastic right hand from Strakosha hits it onto the post, sorry, and then it bounces out to Chiesa, keeps the attack alive. Now I don't know whether Chiesa's got had a knock, or whether the player that was defending him accidentally stepped on him. I'm not too sure. We're just seeing the second goal from Italy once again. I mean, it's one of those ones where Barella's not really kind of setting himself up for it. It's a first time finish, and it's just one of those ones where it's an instinct finish. It's pure quality. That's why I call it half-hearted, because he didn't really need to put much effort into it. Struck it first time and struck it beautifully. Caught it sweetly as you like on the right foot, and it completely wrong-footed the keeper. Chiesa, after receiving a bit of treatment, is back to his feet. He's just jogging around the side of the pitch at the moment, and should return to play in a few moments when the referee waves him back on. At the moment, Albania have a throw-in on the right-hand side inside their own half. 10 minutes of the first half to go. Italy 2, Albania 1. And as you would expect, Italy dominating the possession, dominating the shots, but Albania were the ones that had the first shot of the game and opened the scoring. Is Jorginho blocking that one out? Will be another throw into Albania. It comes all the way back to Strakosha. Miskicked it there, tried to go long, slipped while he was kicking it. Italy trying to intercept through Pellegrini, but couldn't go very far with that one. Although Calafiori will recover this one, and DeMarco will send it back towards Bastoni. Now Donnarumma. He will go long out wide on the right. Chiesa, who's back on the pitch, heads it forward, and Scamacca hits it off his defender and gets the throw in on the right hand side. Scamacca, who had a wonderful season at club level. Serie A with Atalanta. Scored 12 goals in his 29 appearances for Atalanta in Serie A this season. And of course, champions of the Europa League, beating Bayer Leverkusen by 3 goals to 0. Got an assist on that night, didn't get on the score sheet that night, but had a run of 4 games in a row where he had at least 1 goal involvement, 3 assists and 2 goals in the span of 4 games. Did Gianluca Scamacca. So a wonderful club season. I'll be hoping that he can follow that up with a fairly positive, if not a fantastic summer with his country, looking to retain their trophy. Bastoni. Calafiori. Around the corner it came there, and Italy just comfortable on the ball as we've expected. Just passing Albania to death. Bastoni. Calafiori. Fratesi getting himself involved. I think they've abandoned that back 6, Albania, at the moment, because I think they've gone to a 4-4-2 in moments. They're trying to crowd out the middle of the pitch, but they've broke free here at late. Pellegrini, and DeMarco with a cross, almost finding Lorenzo Pellegrini there. Nice give and go by Lorenzo Pellegrini. DeMarco will get this throw in on the left hand side, but Italy despite the scoreline being tight, Italy certainly the better of the two sides. And look pretty comfortable at this moment in time. It looks like if they want to score, they will score. It's that type of idea, and they don't want to splurt all of their energy in the first half. They're just managing the game now at the moment, Italy. That's a lovely header forward. Scamacca! Shot saved by Strakosha. Really good goalkeeping. Made himself big and narrowed the angle for the Italian number 9. Fantastic header from Lorenzo Pellegrini. Popping up with a header. Flicks it on for Scamacca, who makes the run in behind, and from the narrow angle could only hit it straight at the legs of the Albanian keeper. Strong goalkeeping, making himself big and closing the angle down to deny the centre forward a possible goal here. Well, they do have a corner, Italy. Corner whipped in. Calafiori was the closest, but Albania can clear their lines now. Broja trying to conjure up a counter-attack, but well dealt with by Bastoni, and that will go out for an Albanian throw on the left-hand side. Broja battling and getting another throw in for his side. Certainly a lot more red in the stadium than blue, to be honest. A stadium capacity of over 60,000. Signal Iduna Park. And they're certainly filling it. I mean, this matchup writes itself. I mean, it's the holders of the competition kicking off the new campaign, trying to defend their title. I mean, you don't need to do much marketing to get people in for that. 4 minutes of the first half to go. And Italy leading, still only by 1 goal, but they have threatened to add to that tally in the first half. But a couple of good saves from the keeper. Strakosha has denied them any further advantage. The Azzurri. Yetzi trying to ping it forward, and involved in that was Safari, but they couldn't keep it up in that final third, Albania, and the attack comes to a pretty quick conclusion with Donnarumma getting the ball. It looked like their manager, Albania, Silvino, of course. It looked like he was kind of guiding them through the game, telling them which passes to make and where to put them. Silvino took over the job of Albania manager in January of last year, and so far, this is his 14th game in charge of the country. He's actually got over a 50% win rate. 7 wins in his 13 games. Lost just 3 of their 13. Sweden, Chile and Poland. And in all 3 of those games, Albania failed to score. Every game that Albania have scored, they've got something out of under his tenureship so far. Silvino. So that might be a good omen for them here this evening. They've already scored. That might help them. And they win a free kick here. Safari. And a challenge with Bastoni. A bit of a tug on Safari's shirt there, and it is a bit much from the Italian centre-back. And that will give Albania a free kick inside the Italian half. 90 seconds of the first 45 to go. And a chance to get the ball forward. The ball pinged into the box. Jim City heads it down. Asani keeps it alive. Asani with his shots, and Not too far away. Not a bad shot with the left boot. But it just didn't curl well enough and was just going high and wide there from Jasir Sani. Not a bad effort, but again, Gianluigi Donnarumma not happy with his side there, allowing that shot to be taken. There are just a few little tiny frailties in Italy so far that we've seen in this first half. One or two displays were not as convincing defensively, and that was the question coming into this tournament for Italy. You know, we've talked about the Italians, you know, such a strong, rigid defence, such a solid defensive structure, impenetrable at times. You know, that's how they've succeeded in competitions previously. That's basically how they succeeded in Euro 2020. Their strong defensive structure, but it seems to be that the idea from Luciano Spalletti is kind of hone in on more attacking features and be more free-flowing. And that's quite a refreshing idea to see from an Italian side that has a lot of quality up front, has a lot of attacking kind of quality, and they are capable of scoring quite a number of goals. As there will be 3 added minutes at the end of this first half in Dortmund. Jorginho. Di Lorenzo. Italy certainly committing bodies forward. They're that confident. I think they had a front five there for a second. Committing quite a number of bodies forward. Just heard the mics and Spalletti was shouting some instructions. Here's Fratesi though coming forward for Italy. Chiesa with a cross and the double header. Scamacca flicked on to Lorenzo Pellegrini, and neither of them could find the net. Lovely whipping cross from Chiesa. Just actually skimmed away from the head of Scamacca. And then Pellegrini got the header on and just couldn't direct it towards goal. Headed it wide. Good opportunity. Lovely delivery by Chiesa. Not finished off by either Scamacca or Pellegrini there. Another good opportunity though for Italy. Barella wins the first header from the goal kick. Brings it down, does Pellegrini. Flicks it forward looking for DiMarco, but intercepted by El Said Hizaj. Sani trying to get the ball forward, but crowded out there by DiMarco. And it will be a throw-in, but it will be the throw-in the way of Italy. Barella. Back to Calafiore. Last minute of the first half. Jorginho. Down the right-hand side it comes. Di Lorenzo. Has to go all the way back to Jorginho again. Inside his own half. I'll just manage this to half-time now, Italy. Bastoni. To Jorginho. Bastoni. Di Lorenzo. Over the top it goes. Chiesa made the run. Fratesi followed through. And Fratesi dealt with there as Albania clear the lines, and that's the last action of the first half. A first half where it got off to the absolute perfect start for Albania, shell-shocking the holders, scoring the quickest goal in European Championships history in 23 seconds to take the lead. But a quick reprieve from Italy, an equalizer from Bastoni, and a wonderful goal by Barella has Italy leading at the break. Half-time in Dortmund. It's Italy 2, Albania 1. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live on LFS. Our final game of day 2 of Euro 2024 is at the half-time mark so far, and we've already seen an incredible hailing of goals. 16 goals in Euro 2024 so far out of our 3.5 games. Still another half to go. The record after 4 games is 19 goals. We'll need another 3 to equal the record, and I wouldn't put it past us to get another 3 in the second half. And we kind of categorise this game, and we'll sum up the 3 goals. Italy get the throw in inside 20 seconds, and DiMarco switches off. But they don't deal with it well enough, Italy. They get too complacent early doors. They're like, oh, we'll just throw this back into our own box. We're casual, we're calm. But what they don't realise is Albania on an instant press. And a fantastic press by Bajrami, who spots the short throw by DiMarco. And Bastoni's not aggressive enough in trying to battle for it. As Bastoni's stepping back, waiting for it to come to him. Casual as you like, early doors, not expecting an early press. And that's why they caught them on the surprise. Bajrami with it. A wonderful press early doors, nicking the ball away, and then the finish is fabulous, rifling it past Gigi Donnarumma in the Italian goal. And that really kind of, I mean, we talk about shocks and goals early in games, but maybe it was too early for Albania, because they started defending really deep, sat back in a back 6, literally within seconds, within minutes of the restart, to from their goal, and Italy were starting to command. They had 80% possession, Italy, after 7 minutes. They dominated the early moments, and that's where their equalizer came from. Lovely worked short corner. You know, Albania dropping so far back. They're giving away corners, they're giving away chances, set pieces. Lovely worked corner between DiMarco and Pellegrini. Pellegrini's beautiful cross to the back post, and no one tracking Bastoni. Bastoni at the back post, knocking it across goal past Strakosha and into the back of the net to level the game inside 10 minutes. And that really just gave Italy the belief that we're not going to have trouble tonight. They had that probably instantly from the fact that Albania went to back 6, and you could feel the fear. Despite Albania leading, you could feel the kind of the fear in them that, oh, we're not going to want to give this up, let's all drop back. And they all instantly dropped into this back 6 with a midfield 3 and then one up top, but they weren't commanding the midfield, they weren't getting bodies in the midfield to stop Italy from passing those balls about. The back 6 were literally standing in a line. They weren't actually aggressive enough to attack any of the Italian attackers. They were a yard or two off each of their players, and this is where the second goal comes from. They're so deep, they drop into their own box, that they have no one tracking the edge of the box to stop the goal from Nicolo Barella. Completely unmarked, miles of space on the edge of the box. It gets a slice of luck that it falls to him. And then the finish is wonderful. First time finish, pure quality from Nicolo Barella. But it all comes from Albania being too defensive, too deep, sitting back, not being aggressive enough to go, we're trying to keep you out of our box. They actually kind of wilt and fall into their own box. And they're almost on top of their keeper, they're that deep. And you're like, how are you going to win it? How are you going to defend if you're not going to be aggressive enough to try and keep the opposition out of their own 18-yard box? If you're going to give them time and space and options on the edge of the box, each Italian player is capable of scoring. It doesn't matter if they're a midfielder, defender, attacker. They're all capable of it. So if you're going to try and stop them, I get it, it's hard. It is really hard. And it's nitpicking because it's really difficult to do. And even if they had defended a separate way, maybe they would have had the similar scoreline or even worse. But the essence of it is that you're giving yourself no chance of getting up the pitch, no chance of stopping Italy when you drop into such a deep formation. And that's why towards the end of the half, in the second half of the first half, we kind of saw them swap Albania. They abandoned that back six. You could see they'd gone to a more of a 4-4-2 out of possession, or a 4-5-1, where they were trying to fill the midfield, go for a back four, width to their 18-yard box, allow Italy to have the ball wide, but try and crowd them out in the middle, because that's where they were getting the joy initially. But, again, you could see that Italy weren't having as much joy. They haven't had a goal since, obviously. They were having a couple of chances. I mean, Fratessi's one that hit the post, a really good save by the keeper. They had a couple of opportunities as well. But Albania had a counter-attacking threat once or twice in that first half. So they're not out of the game. But I think if they continue in the formation that they ended that first half with, they could get something. Now, equally as much, Italy could come out in the second half, figure them out, and find a gap and find a space to break them down. Because of the quality they have, they can do that. And it could end up being 5-6-1. It could. But at the same token, if Albania come out and defend the way they did at the end of that first half, where Italy struggled a wee bit more, not as much, and maybe you could argue that Italy kind of took their foot off the pedal a bit and kind of said, let's just manage this game, not gas us too early. But if they defend that way and they can stifle Italy, they can nick a goal. They did it already. They can do it again. And it's not impossible. So at this moment, I actually enjoy this. It being tied at half-time, because you don't know what way it's going to go. In all three of our previous games, we've had a definitive leader at half-time. Germany leading in the first game. Earlier this afternoon, Switzerland had a 2-goal lead against Hungary in their game. And then Spain 3-0 against Croatia at half-time in their game. This is the first game where we've had a tight-ish scoreline at half-time, where it's kind of like you don't know what way it's going to go. It could still turn both ways, and that's what makes it so intriguing for the second half, which is exciting. Let's talk about the stats from that first half then. They are the key points. Italy had 13 shots, 4 on target. Albania 4 shots, just the 1 on target. Their only shot on target was their goal in that first half. Italy had 72% possession to Albania's 28%. Italy's XG was 1.47 to Albania's 0.18. That goal by Albania, by the way, had an XG rating of 0.06. 6% chance of scoring. Shows how good that was, that goal. Italy's equalizer, if I can get back that far. Italy's equalizer had a 0.18 XG, and their goal to take the lead through Barella had a 0.08 XG as well. Right, that's where we stand at half-time. 3 games almost complete on day 2. I've really enjoyed the triple header, and great to have you with us. Great that you've committed your afternoon to us. If you've been popping in and out, we appreciate each and every one that spent at least a second in our streams today, because it's been very busy. It's been end-to-end. It's wall-to-wall football. That's what we love. That's why we love the Euros and these international competitions, and more to come tomorrow. Wall-to-wall football. We'll be watching Poland take on the Netherlands tomorrow from 2 as Group D gets underway. Slovenia take on Denmark as Group C gets underway tomorrow at 5. And then Serbia take on England at 8 as England get their campaign underway. The runners-up of Euro 2020 beaten on their home turf at Wembley by Italy last time round. They will want revenge, and they get their campaign underway, England, tomorrow against Serbia. Right, that is half-time. 4 or so minutes to go until the second half gets underway. From Signal Iduna Park in Dortmund, it's Italy 2, Albania 1. Do stay with us for the second half. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live here on LFS this evening for our final game of the day. And the holders Italy leading Albania by 2-1 at half time. Both goals coming in the matter of moments from each other. Bastoni and Barella scoring within 5 minutes of each other to give Italy the lead after they went behind inside the first 23 seconds. A European Championships record. We saw earlier this afternoon Hungary being beaten by 3-1 in their Group A opener in Köln. Earlier this afternoon, Kwadko Dua opened the scoring for Switzerland. Michael Eibischer doubling their lead. Both of those opening their accounts at international level. Their first international goals for both of those players to give Switzerland a 2-0 lead at half time. Barnabas Varga got a goal back for Hungary, trying to conjure up a comeback, but Brelem Bolo in the 93rd minute sealed the points to give Switzerland a 3-1 victory in the end. Spain won by 3-0 in their Group B opener against Croatia. All 3 goals coming in the first half. Alvaro Morata with the first, Fabian Ruiz with the second, and Dani Carvajal scoring the third. Lamine Yamal became the youngest player ever to feature in the European Championships earlier this afternoon, and he got his first European Championships goal involvement, getting the assist for Dani Carvajal's first ever Spanish goal in his career. And then, of course, Italy 2, Albania 1 at half-time. Don't forget, we started last night, obviously, Germany beating Scotland by 5-1 on opening night. Flocky and Wirtz with the first goal. Musiala doubling their lead 9 minutes after, before a Kai Havertz penalty in the 46th minute of the first half gave them a 3-goal lead, Germany. Ryan Porteous was shown a red card in giving away that penalty for Scotland. It went to 4-0. Nicholas Füllkrug with the fourth for Germany. For Antonio Rudiger scored an own goal to give Scotland a bit of a consolation before Emre Can wrapped it all up in the 93rd minute to secure a 5-1 victory for the hosts Germany on the opening night. Right, after all that talk, we're all about ready to go here in Signal Iduna Park. Do you know what that's called? Filler time. That's called filling time. Waffling on to try and fill a dead space before that's what football's all about. Live football coverage is all about filling the time, because it's unpredictable. Half time, it's 15 minutes, but it can be 16 minutes, it can be 13 minutes. Sometimes you just have to fill time with some information. As Italy get us back and going for the second half here at Signal Iduna Park in Dortmund, which will host a semi-final alongside the Allianz Arena in Munich as well, that will host a semi-final as well. And we've also seen our final stadium in action today, Olympiastadion in Berlin, where they watch Spain and Croatia. A game, two teams worthy, a matchup worthy of a final. And Spain made easy work of that in Berlin. Seferi to pick up the ball for Albania. Broja gets the brick of the ball, squeezing his way through the Italian defence, trying to get forward. Asani back to Hisaj, and now Albania trying to control the ball. No changes at half time from either side, to my knowledge, so both sides continue with the 11s they started the game with. And I spoke about it in my analysis at half-time, how intriguing this second half is going to be. How kind of interesting. Albania might come out a bit more, try and push for that equaliser. Or it could go the complete opposite way and Italy just take firm control, up the level, and go on and win pretty comfortably. It could go either way, and that's what's so interesting and so intriguing about this second half. As Strakosha knocks it long. Italy win the header, brought down, and the run in behind here. Fratesi down the right hand side, early doors. His body's in the box, didn't go for the cross the first time. There, David Fratesi. He goes back to Bastoni. Barella. Calafiori. Bastoni back to Donnarumma. Here's Fratesi getting Italy forward. Calafiori across. Barella in the middle. Chipping it forward. Fratesi continues his run. Jim City gets it away, and Scamacca with a first time shot. Blocked and cleared away by Albania. They scurry it away, but can't keep it in possession as they lose it and give away a throw in on the right hand side. Scamacca with a flashed effort there. Yeah, the ball falls to him and he hits his own teammate that blocks the ball. Hit it first time, Scamacca. Clean effort. If his teammate wasn't in the way for the Tennessee, probably could have had a shot on target there. The number 9 scored 1 goal so far. Gianluca Scamacca in his 16 previous appearances for Italy. 25-year-old. Here's Federico Chiesa down the right hand side. Cross comes in. DeMarco tried to hit it. Miscued it. Barella will retrieve. Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo. Jorginho. Both scorers tonight for Italy. Bastoni, only his second international goal. And Nicolo Barella, who isn't unbeknownst to scoring a goal. That's his 10th goal for his international side and his 54th appearance for the Italians. Scamacca round the corner trying to find Fratesi, but the ball rolled its way too close to Strakosha, the Albanian keeper, who gathered. Barella, of course, as of recent years, has been the hot topic for transfer movements. Nicolo Barella, the midfielder. We'll talk about that in a moment, because here come Albania on the break. Broja spinning away, but Calafiori's committed himself to try and track him. The ball gets off to Seferi down the left as there's a challenge off the ball between Calafiori and Broja. And it's going to be Calafiori that's going to get a yellow card here for just diving into Armando Broja off the ball, and a really properly cynical challenge that. It's not needed. Not necessary at all from Riccardo Calafiori. And he's going to get a yellow card for his troubles. I don't think he can have too many complaints. He knows he's beaten, and he just kind of literally dives himself into Armando Broja's path. VAR are checking for a possible red card. There's a yellow card coming for Armando Broja as well for his complaints. So Armando Broja joins his opposite number in the book. And I think they are still checking VAR for a possible red card. I don't think that that's going to go past. I think the check is over. So Albania will have this free kick then. Christian Aslani to take. Around about 27 yards. Right-footed strike. Hits the wall. The man who gave away the free kick, heading it clear on the wall. There's a man down for Italy. It's Bastoni that's gone right down. And he's holding his face. So the referee, Felix Fire, not taking any risks. And is calling for immediate medical attention for Alessandro Bastoni. But we're just seeing the replay of the build-up to that. I said how Calafiori tracked his man all the way deep into the middle. He was pulling and hauling at Broja well before the foul, and it continued and continued. And I think Armando Broja really just got frustrated at the fact that he was allowed to do that for so long before the foul was pulled up. But you can't argue with the referee if you're not the captain. And he is not the captain. Jim City is. Just had to double check there in case I was wrong, but it is a yellow card for both Broja and Calafiori in that whole drama. And good to see that Bastoni's back to his feet after receiving a quick bit of treatment. And the referee will get us back underway with a drop ball here. An uncontested drop ball to Albania. It's Ramadani, I think, will take. Yeah, indeed. To Jim City. We'll of course see the return of Bastoni momentarily, but at the moment, Italy playing with 10 until Bastoni is called back on, and there he is now, returning to the field of play, with Albania still in possession of the ball. Back with Berat Jim City, their captain. Mitash. Nice give and go there from Broja, but couldn't return the ball, did Safari. Back with Aslani. Bajrami. To Ayeti. Now Hisash. And Albania keeping the ball well. Decent spell of possession. And the ball over the top, looking for the run of Armando Broja, but that one just too far over the top. And into the hands of Donnarumma comfortably. And Italy have the ball back again. Well, Italy have been champions of Europe on 2 occasions. And it was a big gap between the 2 wins. They first won in 1968 in the 3rd edition of the European Championships. And of course, are the holders, so they won it in Euro 2020. They were runners-up in 2000 when France won it, and in 2012 when Spain won it. And it's their 11th appearance in the Euros, 8th in succession, and they last failed to qualify for the Euros in 1992. However, they have missed out on the last 2 World Cups as a cause for that, 2018 and 2022. But like to see a return to the world stage at the next edition in 2026. That's a nice, lovely bit of work for Desi. Couldn't finish. Fantastic goalkeeping as well from Strakosha, but I think the flag was up anyway. Great goalkeeping again. Talked about his ability. And it's just a lovely feinted ball round the corner from Di Marco. Trying to find Fratesi, but he was just offside when the ball was flicked round the corner by Federico Di Marco, and in the end it was flagged up by the assistant. Scamacca drags back, try to feed it out wide to Chiesa, but intercepted by Seferi. As back to Strakosha goes. He will knock it long for Albania. Calafiori with a confident header there. Couldn't find any of his teammates though, as Asani picks it up for Albania. Italy have dominated the possession overall in the contest. 70% to Albania's 30%. That's a bit less in the second half alone, 61% to 39%. But still dominating the ball overall, Italy. Have had 14 shots in the game so far. Albania have had 5. There's Bastoni. Back across to Calafiori. Barella. Italy calm win the possession. Bastoni to Di Marco. Jorginho. Well, they are in similarly to that 4-4-2 formation, Albania. They have continued with that formation that they ended the first half with, as I mentioned at half time. Going to a back four and trying to fill out the midfield area a bit more. Stifle Italy in the central areas where they had the majority of their joy in that first half when they were running riot. Long ball from Bastoni over the top. DeMarco had made the run and that is headed out by Hisage. Out for the throw in on the left hand side for Italy. Jorginho sprays it out to the right hand side. Brought down by Chiesa. Spins well. But couldn't get past Mitaj in the box. But battling back he is. A nice Scamacca wins it back. Now Chiesa allows the ball to come across him and tries to find the far corner. But just sliced wide of the left post. And we've seen that multiple times from Federico Chiesa. Chopping in from the right hand side and striking a cross goal into the far corner. But that time just the wrong side of the post. Initially, good defending by Mario Mitaj for Albania, but battling back was Chiesa, and then it allowed Scamacca to nick in to win the ball back, and then Chiesa receiving the ball back from Scamacca allowed it to just run across his body and struck it with the left, but just wide of the left post. Another good opportunity for Italy there. A third goal would be game over, but the longer it stays at 2-1, the further and further in this game Albania become. Considering Italy scored their second goal in the 16th minute of the game. I think at that point we were thinking how many, but they've done well to hold off Italy as much as they could so far. It's mainly down to the fact that Italy haven't... Their lack of finishing has not allowed them to get a third goal. Rather than the fact that Albania have defended it resolutely. In stark contrast. But I have to say that it's their effort and their passion and their desire at Albania to continue to fight on the ball. And their kind of discipline off the ball is equally as impressive. And at times, that's just enough. You know, that all those basic things that you expect in football are exactly, if you do them so well, that can bring you to good results. And we've seen it multiple times before that teams have a lot of quality and a lot of ability, most notably this Italian side over the last few years under a few different managers. But they've had so much quality, but they haven't done the basics right, and that's let them down, and they've failed to qualify for the last 2 World Cups, of course. You know, that's the interesting point. Sometimes you can do the basics incredibly well, and you get the better of a team that has vast amounts of quality and much more quality than you. It's the kind of blueprint of the underdog story. That hard work and that fight and that desire can carry you through sometimes and help you out. Although that's a poor giveaway there by Hisage, and now Italy are in. Fratesi blocked off that time. Nice battle. Chiesa to Lorenzo Pellegrini, but crowded out there, not given much time on the ball. Not enough time for him to try and find a pass. Jorginho. Barella, and Italy will just recycle it back again. Again, just as there was a glimpse of a move on for Italy, Albania battle back well and hold them out and see them out as best they can. As Jorginho tries to weight a ball in behind for Di Lorenzo, and Di Lorenzo continued his chase as Strakosha knocked it long, and instantly Italy get the ball back, but Albania again holding firm. Still a long way to go though. 27 minutes plus additional time. Italy 2, Albania 1. Barella. Jorginho sprays it out to the right hand side. Chiesa brings it down on the right flank. Chiesa left footed, squares it across. Barella makes the run, plays the ball in for Fratesi with a cutback, and then the cutback just too high, and it actually ends up hitting the roof of the net and out for the goal kick. Jim City with the long ball out. The nick of the ball there. And now Safera plays it through. Oh, the heavy touch from Asani let him down. But they were in a good moment there, Albania. Had a good move on, but heavy touch from Jazir Asani let them down. And he had a good opportunity there to break free on the counter, but heavy touch let them down. Barella. Certainly hear a few jeers as the Italians are on the ball. That would tell you that the Albanian fans are here in their numbers. And are making their voices heard to try and help their side in this one. Jorginho. And that's a good bit of interceptive work from Albania to win the ball back again. Strakosha knocks it long, but again, that long ball's not working for them now. I think they need to try something a bit more different. They're going to want to get the ball up the pitch a bit. They do need a goal, Albania. But again, the fact that they're still holding on to a scoreline from the last 50 minutes or so is what's impressive at the moment. But here come Italy. Chiesa, not the best of touches, and he has to settle for the corner off Mitaj. Will be an Italian corner. Their first corner of the second half. The first corner of the second half. After 20 minutes of the half gone. Italy have already scored from a corner tonight. Was a short corner. Pellegrini's cross, headed in by Bastoni. And the same two that were involved in that short corner are heading over once again. DiMarco and Pellegrini, this time from the right-hand side. Can they repeat their earlier feats? DeMarco this time with the cross. Back post again. Headed across and deflected behind for another corner. Di Lorenzo this time at the back post. Heading it on. I don't think Bastoni was too far away there. Bastoni was in that vicinity. Di Lorenzo got the header and it came off Hisage last. And it is another corner to Italy. Pushing for that third. That would surely see them secure 3 points in the Euro 2024 opener. DeMarco to look for this corner, although the referee, Felix Fire, is just settling a few things in the box. The whistle goes again. DeMarco left-footed delivery, low one, cleared easily at the front post by Bajrami. And it goes out for an Albanian throw on the right hand side. Halfway through the second half, Italy 2, Albania 1. Albania trying to come forward down the right hand side here. Here's Asani running out of room, clipped that there by Nicole Barella, and Albania will get the free kick there. And I think they're going to make changes. Changes are incoming. Double change incoming for Albania. Lacci is going to be one of those. Asani's going to make way for him. So Asani off. Actually, Hoxha is coming on for him. Hosha? I'll say Hosha for now. It's probably the better option. So Asani off for Hosha. And the second substitution is Seferi coming off. And Lacci is coming on. So Lacci and Hosha on, and coming off in their places are Asani and Seferi, both wingers for Albania, coming off there. They do have a free kick. Right-footed delivery into the box. Bastoni with the first header to deal with it. Kept alive though by Hosha on the left-hand side, instantly involved, looking to cause an instant impact, and gets Albania a corner off Fratesi. Restored hope and belief in Albania at this moment in time. They get a corner. Their first of the second half. Only their third of the game. Broya's eyeing this one up. Cross comes in from Bajrami. Header away. Cleared away, sorry. And then the strike from distance is poor. Well cleared wide. And Aslani was the one that had the shot there. That went well wide. Another good opportunity though for Albania. And it's not over yet. Much not. I mean, it's as close as any of our other 3 games have been. So they're certainly not a definitive winner at this moment in time. That's what makes it so intriguing as we head in towards the last 20 minutes here in Dortmund. And the holders currently holding a lead. Had to come from behind to get. Albania scoring it after 23 seconds in the first minute through Nedim Bajrami, the quickest goal in European Championship history. A quick turnaround from Italy. Alessandro Bastoni and Nicolo Barella getting the 2 goals to restore or to give Italy the lead in the game. But since that point, neither net has been breached. And we are in a Mexican-type standoff as we enter the final half of the, or final quarter of this game. Less than that. Chiesa. Fratesi. through the lines. Cleared away by a Yeti there. And now Bastoni under pressure. Has to deal with it and does deal with it. Was under pressure for a moment there from Bajrami. It did really well. And we're not done there. We'll be back for more action tomorrow. Our first game of the day tomorrow sees Poland take on the Netherlands in Group D tomorrow from 2. Albania, who topped the group against Poland in the qualifiers. And the Netherlands in action against them tomorrow from 2. Long ball forward again. Decent effort. Calafiori now. 17.5 minutes to go in this. Well, I mentioned it's Albania's second Euro appearance. Both have come in the last 3 tournaments. Their only previous appearance was in Euro 2016. They lost 1-0 to Switzerland, 2-0 to hosts France before a 1-0 victory against Romania on match day 3 of the group. And they bowed out third in Group A. Weren't one of the 4 best thirds, so ended up bowing out of the competition. And they finished 4th in their qualifying group in for the Euro 2020 campaign. They finished on 13 points behind France, Turkey and Iceland in their group that time. Tough group to try and qualify out of. And then since Silvino has taken over, their 2024 qualifying campaign kicked off with a 1-0 loss to Poland, but then after that remained unbeaten, winning 4 out of their following 7, drawing 3 to finish top of Group E on 15 points. And they sealed their place in these finals with a 1-1 draw in Moldova in their penultimate fixture. And as I said, that loss to Poland in Albania's first game of 2023 was their only reverse last year. Their record otherwise has been 5 wins and 3 draws. Di Lorenzo with a free kick. Chiesa trying to go for the cross. Took a deflection, but will help the Albanian keeper, Strakosha, to just gather the ball. Well, Albania have played in this stadium before, just the once. And that was in an 8-0 loss to West Germany in a 1982 World Cup qualifier in November 1981. Now Broja's won the free kick here, battling with Bastoni. An elbow into the back of Broja there, using his physicality. Not done enough of that tonight. I talked about how Albania have gone for the long ball on multiple occasions this evening, and he's a physical centre forward, Armando Broja, but he's not used his body enough to try and hold up the ball, and he did there and won a free kick for Albania. But that will be his last involvement, because he's going to come off here and he's going to be replaced by Ray Manaj. So a substitution incoming for Albania. So Broya involved. 76 minutes he's played, and he will leave the field. Who knows? Could that change be the difference? Could that change make the change for Albania? Italy are also going to make a substitution for themselves. Lorenzo Pellegrini is going to make way, and Federico Chiesa is going to make way also. They're going to be replaced by Brian Cristante, and I'm not too sure. I apologise. Andrea Cambiasso as well. So Brian Cristante, Andrea Cambiasso have come on to replace Federico Chiesa and Lorenzo Pellegrini. So 'Can Italy? Well, it's interesting. What will the approach be? I'm guessing they're going to want to go for a third goal. They've made 2 attacking changes, Italy, and bring some fresh legs on in attack. But it could come to the point where they might have to just see this 2-1 victory out, this 2-1 lead out, and defend their way to 3 points in the latter stages. We'll see what's to come. Eleven minutes to go. Here's DiMarco breaking forward, using his pace, and has the shot straight down the throat of the Albanian keeper. And Albania still very much in this contest as we enter the final 10 minutes or so. And you never know. They nicked a goal in the first minute. They might just be able to do it once again before the final whistle is blown here tonight. They've held Italy to what they have for over an hour now. So I'm sure they can try and push for even further. Although here's the chance. Oh, the ball in behind, and the substitute there that's come on for Armando Broja just a moment or two ago, Manaj, was the threat in behind. A Bastoni just did enough. Did enough and held him off and allowed Donnarumma to come and grab the ball. It's not too far away. Who knows? That will give Albania more belief. Those tight moments where Italy aren't as secure as they could be. Could we be on for a last gasp? Dramatic moment here in Dortmund. The stadium's seen its fair share of dramatic and crazy moments. Will it be the host to another tonight? Here's Cristante. Italy looking to push for that third, to do what Switzerland did earlier and seal the points. And do what already 3 teams have done in all of their previous games. Germany, Switzerland and Spain all seeing out victories by scoring at least 3 goals. Mitaj clearing it down the line. One back though for Italy. Calafiori out to the left hand side, finds Di Marco, back to Calafiori. Really, it could come down to Italy just keeping the ball to see this one out, but Albania will commit more bodies forward. They've got nothing to lose, and that'll be the test for Italy in these late stages. Can they hold their nerve? And they're going to make another change here, Italy. Double change, actually. Or could be an actual triple change. Di Marco and Scamacca are going to make way for Italy. It looks to be just straight swaps, as Darmian's coming on and Retegui is also coming on. So straight swaps indeed it is. Scamacca and Di Marco off, and Darmian and Retegui for Italy coming on. Matteo Darmian and Matteo Retegui. Di Lorenzo to take the throw. Gets it back from Fretesi as Albania are now committing 1 or 2 more bodies forward. Back to Donnarumma. It comes off Bastoni. He will spread it out to Di Lorenzo on the right hand side. That's a nice ball, taken down well by Di Lorenzo. He can carry it forward. There's space here for Jorginho to measure one. He'll switch it out to the left hand side. Darmian for the first involvement of the game. Di Lorenzo. Jorginho through the lines. Fratesi made the run. Fratesi on the right hand side. Chips it into the box. Brought down. Can't really make any much of it and have to bring it all the way back again to restart. Italy. Cristante was on the ball there. Calafiori. As long as Italy continue to recycle possession and keep the ball, Albania are no danger at all to them. It's if they lose the ball when they commit bodies forward as they worry. The exact opposite happened in Hungary. They were the one that were pushing for an equalizer against Switzerland earlier, and they ended up paying the price up the other end. Italy don't want to end up pushing too much for a third and end up conceding and dropping 2 points from a position where they could have held on for the 3. It's all about being smart in these moments, and experience at this level is a priceless factor at this stage of a game, and the know-how and the nous to just see out a game like this, where Italy have been the better side and deservedly have a lead, but where they haven't really just killed off Albania, and they continue to be in that zone of Albania nicking a goal to steal 2 points from Italy. It's as simple as that. These moments where Italy are kind of not clinging on, but just managing this 2-1 lead will do a lot more for them, and they'll learn a lot more from it than if they were just to go cruise through 4-5-1. Although I'm sure I know which the players would prefer, and the fans certainly would prefer a 4 or 5-1, but holding on to this would be much more beneficial. Although here comes Minaj to try and threaten down the left hand side, and battled out of play was Hosha there, trying to get Albania up the pitch and run out of room. Tried to nick it off Cristante, but ended up putting it out of play himself. And it will be an Italy throw, as Albania will make another change, and their goal scorer tonight, Nedim Bashrami, is going to make way, and he's going to be replaced by Ernest Mucci. Wonderful goal by Bashrami that opened the scoring in the night. Shell-shocked Italy early doors. His fifth goal, sorry, for the Sassuolo man at international level. And only Albania's second ever goal against Italy in any game. Italy have faced Albania 4 previous times, winning all 4. This Albania side are within a 1-goal touching distance of ending that 100% record for the Azuris against them. Barella played forward. Nice brick of the ball there for Italy. Cambiasso. Calafiori. Bastoni. Passing it around again, Italy. Not looking to force the issue in the end. But they could find themselves in a bit of bother there, because Jorginho has to pass it back to his keeper, Donnarumma, who goes long. Italy, that flooding of blue shirts in the middle, win the ball back. Fretesi down the line. Took a bit of a deflection off Mitash. Will be an Italian throw. Di Lorenzo to take. As the clock ticks down, and Italy edge closer and closer to starting Euro 2024 off to a winning start, and their defence of their title starting with huge 3 points, although Albania will try their utmost hardest with the minutes they've got left to try and deny them that satisfaction. Jim City had to rescue that one. A Yeti now. Right to the left-hand side it comes. Laci. Back to Ayeti. I think Albania need to commit a few more bodies. Try it. They're a bit passive at the moment. They need to try and throw something at this. Cause it. Just pep a ball in behind. Get a runner. Find a runner, but they've come all the way back to their keeper. All it takes is one moment. One burst. One attack. One phase of play that can bear all fruits. Get them. Well, that's a lovely ball in behind, and it's a beautiful touch, and the shot is just wide. That's the moment I'm talking about, and that is terribly close from Manaj. Lovely ball in behind. I think it was Jim City that made the ball, and Manaj getting the better side of Calafiori in behind him, chesting it down beautifully right in front of him, and a narrow angle. Pips it with his right foot, and I think it just comes off the body of Donnarumma, and that could either be such a tight moment that goes against Albania, or it could be the biggest slice of luck that Italy have ever had, because that is massively close. If they can do it once, why not do it again? Pipped it in behind again, but Manash was nowhere getting near that one, as Donnarumma gathers. 90 minutes are up. Added time to come, of which how long we're unsure as of yet. Hasn't been confirmed yet. There's no confirmation of added time, and the reason is we're having to stop the game for a moment because there's an idiot on the pitch. What an absolute nut. complete and utter idiot. I mean, I don't understand why people do this. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're achieving by getting onto the pitch? By the way, they have announced 4 added minutes, but we might play a bit more than that, considering this stoppage in added time. We just see that chance again. Manaj has come so desperately close to getting Albania an unbelievable, probably once in a lifetime equalising goal against Italy. And they're going to make a change now, Italy. Nico Barella, who at the moment stands as the winning goal scorer, considering he scored in the 16th minute, is quite remarkable. And he's going to be replaced by Folarunsho. So another showing of the depth of the Italian squad. Their 5th and final change sees their, at the moment, as it stands, the winning goal scorer replaced. With around two minutes or so to go here in Dortmund. Albania do know that they can threaten. They've already scored. And they've already had a big chance in the last 5 minutes. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. Referee Felix Fire is not the most popular man amongst Albanian fans, because Ramadani there penalised for a shove on Folarunsho. So it will be a free kick to Italy, which wasn't a popular decision with either Albanian fans or the players, but it is the correct decision. And Spalletti's just having a chat with the 4th official about time. Probably asking how long's left. There's not much time left for this one. As I said, this tight game and managing it will teach this Italian side a lot more than cruising to victory. I'll take that as a positive, the fact that they have managed it. It's been a bit disjointed since all the substitutions, but they've continued to be threatening and continued to be controlling Italy. I mean, their shots have fallen, but that's expected when you make 5 changes in a game. You're not going to get the same fluidity as you did with your starting 11, who played with each other for a good 60-70 minutes. And probably trained yesterday or the day before, knowing that they would be in the 11. As the 4 added minutes are up, but of course we're at the referee's discretion now as to how long will be added on. At the moment, there's still time for one more opportunity, maybe. Slani on the ball. And that's the team that need the equaliser on the ball at this moment in time. How long will Felix Fire add on to the end of the 4 minutes? He's already added 45 seconds on. Aslani, they have to get the ball up the pitch now, Albania. It's now or never. Do or die. Ball into the box. Too far ahead. Brought down by Hosha. Mitsas with a shot, but edge of the box was always curling wide. That's another good opportunity, but that time off target, and maybe that could be that. There's always one more opportunity. There's always one more chance. And could that have been Albania's opportunity there? Now Jorginho's gone down. We've seen a couple of those occasions today. Players going to the ground. Cramp. That's the final whistle. Italy get their title defence off to a winning start in Dortmund. Not the most convincing of victories in terms of the scoreline. A tight 2-1 in the end. But you would I would say you'd be wrong to begrudge Italy this victory. They were the better side all throughout the night. Albania did quite literally start the better, scoring in the first minute. But the Azzurri and the European champions come out on top. Bastoni with the equalizer, and Nico Barella's 16th minute goal is the ultimate winning goal. Italy off to a winning start. Albania fought ever so hard and can have belief going into their next two games that maybe they can get something, and maybe they can be more of a threat than people initially thought about them. Albania beaten on the night, but can certainly take a lot from this. A narrow defeat against the European champions. There we are. 3 games down and more to come. Let's have a look at the table then of Group B just before we leave you tonight. And there it is as it stands then after 1 game apiece for all 4 teams. Spain lead the way with a better goal difference than Italy, both on 3 points in the top 2 positions. Spain with a +3 goal difference, Italy with a +1. Albania are occupying 3rd spot at the moment without a single point, but a better goal difference than Croatia sees them in 3rd and Croatia bottom of the group. So 2 groups have seen match day 1 complete. Germany and Switzerland are in the top 2 positions in Group A, and Spain and Italy are in the top 2 positions in Group B. Group C gets underway tomorrow. Group D as well. 3 more games to come your way, including Poland against the Netherlands. That's tomorrow as the Netherlands get their campaign underway. Poland qualifying through the playoffs. They also start their campaign tomorrow. And Group C action as well to come. But for tonight, we've certainly enjoyed day 2. It's been full of goals, full of action, and full of drama in the Euro 2024. And 3 more games to come tomorrow. See you then. Night night.